Hi friends, welcome to GradeUp, India's largest e-learning platform. Good. Now in this session we are going to come across with section of solids, one of the important element in the competitive exams point of view. So what type of questions we can able to get it from these, we will check it out in this session. Now before that, this is Balaji Gupta Tanguturi, having 17 plus years experience in teaching and 8 plus years experience in GATE and other competitive exams training. I did my undergraduate from JNTH and post-graduation from ITM, industrial engineering, engineering mechanics, fluid mechanics and drawing. These are the subjects I am handling for various competitive examinations. I was mentored more than 30,000 aspirants for various competitive exams. Now, in the last class, we were come across with solids classification I give, but we have to know what are the points we have to remember in it, because solids, the terminology also we are not come across. First of all, I'll give that classification, later we will move on to it. So solids are divided into two broad classifications. Vishal, good morning. One is regular solids, another one is irregular solids. Irregular solids, the names which we can't able to describe, they are called irregular solids, which we can't able to specify their characters is a irregular. And regular solids are divided into two categories. The regular solids are divided into two categories. What all are they? The solids obtained by revolving, these are regular solids, divided into two. Solids obtained by revolving the surface, by revolving or rotating the surface. The examples also we are come across. What all are they? First one is a cylinder, second one is a cone, third one is a sphere, and what about the remaining? They are called polyhedrons. Polyhedron. So the solids which all are obtained by surfaces is considered as a polyhedron. Ankita, Siri, good morning. They are called polyhedrons. So what all are the polyhedrons? They are divided further into two categories: regular polyhedron and irregular polyhedron. So they are regular polyhedron. You are already come across among these yesterday itself. What all are they? One is going to be tetrahedron, and second one is hexahedron. Second one is hexahedron, which is also simply termed as a cube, which is also considered as the cube is nothing but 8. And next one will be octahedron, formed with triangles and decaedron, dodecahedron. These were already come across, my dear friends. But irregular solids broad classification is to, apart from that, cuboid is also will comes under this, but it won't comes under any of the category, but it has a separate name, that is cuboid. It is a rectangular block. So here, but broad classifications wise, prism and pyramid. So I hope up to this all of you are clear. These elements are clear to you. Now what about the remaining, sir? Prism and pyramid, we have to know about it. So how what are the characters of a prism and what are the characters of a pyramid? Are you aware of it? What is a prism and pyramid is clear, because whatever you know you try to give the information, my dear friends. Sanket, good morning. So tell me about the prism. Anyone? What is a prism, sir? Yesterday I gave a briefing about that. So I will show it to you. Just you observe. This is called prism. This is called prism. For your clarity, I will try to draw one more color. So if you observe, my dear friends, it is considered as a prism. So one view is a triangle. Other view, how it will appear? Other view will appear as a rectangle. So even if you want, I can able to show with this. So one view is a triangle, other view is a rectangle, because here it will appear as a rectangle. This is a prism. And another one is also there, sir. So one view is a square, other view will also appear as a rectangle. Now if you observe this is shape is a pentagon. One view is a pentagon, other view will appear as a rectangle. Is it clear to all of you? So this is called a prism. And what all are the various terminology you have to know about it? Sir, what all are the terminology here? Yeah, prism will have two ends. This is one is called base. This is another base. Prism will have two bases, and it is having the rectangular faces. These are called face. I will show it in the diagram again. Don't worry, my dear friends. These are the faces. These are the faces, and this is called the base. And these sides of the base, side of the base is considered as the base edge, and these lines are called face edges. Face edges. So now the imaginary line which will joins the centers of the both the bases, the imaginary line which will joins the centers of the both the bases is considered as an axis. Is considered is an axis. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Now how we have to show various terminology in this prism. So here first of all we will go ahead with prism. It is having two bases. So I will consider this particular prism. It is a hexagonal prism. It is having two bases. This is one base. This is one base. This is the another base. This is the bottom base. And The sides of those bases are called base edges. These are called base edges, base edges. And this I am going to highlight this with some other color. Just you observe, my dear friends. This one will be considered as face. So actually the actual name is a rectangular face. Rectangular face. But most of the times we won't use the prefix. We won't use the prefix. Simply we'll term it as a face. Now these are called face edges. Face edges. Now here you observe, my dear friends, the line which will joins the centers of the both the bases is considered as the axis. Is considered as the axis. Normally this is the axis. The centers of the both the bases, if it joins, this is considered as an axis. But axis is going to represent as a chain line. All of you remember, this is going to represent as a chain line. So it is an imaginary line. Imaginary line goes beyond the object, moves beyond the object, then it is a chain. If it is restricted between the surfaces, then it is a straight line. In case of horizontal plane and vertical plane, in case of horizontal plane and vertical plane, you are already aware of, my dear friends. So the intersection is considered as a imaginary line, but we shown it as a straight line. Why, sir? That xy line will starts here and ends here. There is a limit. But whereas an axis, an imaginary line, that's why H pencil, but it will be beyond the solid also. Beyond the solid, that's why we are going to show it as a chain line. If anybody asks why they are going to show it as a chain line, so this is going to be beyond the object also. That is why we are going to represent it as a chain line. So imaginary element which is restricted in between the lines, then it is a continuous H pencil, H line. Is it clear? Now apart from this, okay, this is going to be the axis. Now you tell me, my dear friends, all of you try to tell me. So this is one prism, sir. This is going to be the prism. So one view is a square, other view is a rectangle, whatever the shape it may be. Whenever you are, however you are going to rotate, it is going to be a rectangle only. So it is going to be a, it will appear as a rectangle. One view is a rectangle, other view is a square for square pyramid. So once if it is this particular element, sir, one view is triangle, other view is a rectangle. Now once if it is a pentagon also, so in this case you observe, one view is a pentagon, this view is a pentagon, another view is a rectangle. So once that is the case, how we have to know that, sir? So here once if they inform prism, immediately we have to get one view is the polygon, other view is a rectangle. So we have to get these two. There are two views, sir. One view is polygon, another view is rectangle. So remember, my dear friends, first of all we have to specify the base shape, then only it is a another view, however it is going to be. Here you observe, my dear friends. Now in this case, this is the axis, this is the axis. Wherever the base appears, wherever the base appears, wherever the base appears, axis is a point. Wherever it appears as a rectangle, axis is a line. Axis is a line. So very simple, sir. Here we are going to get it as a, I am hiding myself for some time. So this is going to be a polygon, and here it is going to be a rectangle. Wherever there is a rectangle, here the axis is a line. Is it clear? Up to this it is clear, my dear friends. Once it is clear, I can able to move on to the next element. Once it is clear, up to this it is clear. Good, thank you. Now sir, what about the other one? Once from now onwards, once if they said prism, immediately we have to get the idea what it is. One view should be a polygon, other view should be a rectangle. Is it clear? Now we will move on to another element, that is going to be pyramid. That is going to be a pyramid. What are the elements we have to remember in pyramid? So here, this is the pyramid, sir. Here terminology is important, remember my dear friends. So here, this is the pentagonal pyramid. So here the image, so here if you observe what is a pyramid, just in the yesterday class itself I was shown. So if it is a isosceles triangles, sir, if there are isosceles triangles, for your clarity I was consider different colors. Sir, if you are considering only 3 isosceles triangles, if you are considering 3 isosceles triangles, and if you are going to join together, if you are going to join together like this, so this is considered as a base is a triangle, other view is also a triangle, base is a equilateral triangle, another view is also a triangle but it is not equilateral. Okay, it may or may not be isosceles. Don't think that it is isosceles. Another view is triangle. Just you remember that. One view is base is a equilateral triangle. Other view is a triangle. So what about the other ones? In this case, if you observe, the base is a square shape. The base is having a square shape. So the base is going to be a square shape. Other view is going to be a triangle. Similarly, you can able to get like this. So here, observe my dear friends, what is the shape of it? It is a pentagon. The base is a pentagon. Other view is a triangle. So this is also considered. So the pyramid consists of isosceles triangles. But one view is the polygon. One view is the polygon, other view is a triangle. And here also you have to know one more point. What it is, sir? What it is. So here the imaginary line which will joins this point wherever the isosceles triangle meet each other, that is called apex. Apex and center of the base is considered as an axis. Axis is a point in the polygon. Whereas it appears as a line wherever it is a triangle. Polygon, it is a point. Triangle, it is going to be a line. Okay, my dear friends. Now, once it is a pyramid, what is the idea we have to get? One view is a polygon. Second view is a triangle. Sir, once we are going to draw this, so here we are going to draw polygon. Other view is a triangle. So one view is a polygon. Other view is going to be a triangle. Now in this triangle, the axis will appear in the triangle, but whereas in the polygon, axis is a point. Now I will come to the actual and we'll check it out. What all are the elements we have to remember? So the line which will joins apex to the center of the base, because here dotted is coincide, no problem my dear friends. Apex and center of the, my god, the line which will joins apex and center of the base is considered as the axis. You are already aware of it. Axis is going to represent with a chain line. It is going to represent as a chain line. Is it clear? Good. Now here the pyramid will have only one base. It is having only one base. All the triangles wherever they are going to meet, it is called apex, and the imaginary line can be considered as the axis. And here these lines are called base edges. These are called base edges. But here if you observe these elements, these are called, there in the prism it is simply considered as the face, but in this case we have to specify that it is going to be the triangular face. Triangular face. But what about the lines which will joins apex to the corner of the base? These lines are considered as, anybody can able to give what these lines are called, sir? These lines are called what it is? Anyone, whatever you know, you tell me what these are called. These are called not triangular face edge. It is simply termed as a slant edges. Slant edges. Is it clear? Apex, I am going to assume it as O. The base points are A, B, C, D, E. So AO, OB, OC, OD, OE are slant edges. What is meant by triangular face? Apex and two adjacent base points. Apex and two adjacent base points will be considered as, apex and two adjacent base points can be considered as the triangular face. Is it clear? Once if this is clear to you, then we will go ahead with cylinder and cone. Those are very simple, sir. So cylinder and cone. Cylinder and cone. So here cylinder you are already aware of it. How we can able to get cone? How you are going to get it? By rotating a right angle triangle we are going to get the cone. By rotating a rectangle we are going to get the cylinder. So once if you get the idea of cylinder, then what you have to get, one view is a circle, other view is a rectangle. So here this is the axis. So wherever it appears as a rectangle, it is a line. Wherever it appears as the axis, there we are going to get a rectangle. Here it is a circle. What about cone? Cone, one view is a circle, other view is going to be a triangle. So axis will appear as a point in the circle, center of the circle, and axis is a line in the triangle. Axis is a line in the triangle. It is not considered as vertex, my dear friend. It is considered as the apex. Up to this it is clear, my dear friends. Up to this. Good. Let us consider here. Good. Now let us consider what are the terminologies we have to use. In this we know, but once if you draw the view, How to represent them, that is also important, my dear friends. How you have to represent them? Let us consider a pentagonal prism. Sir, once if you place like this, we have to give the numbering, sir. How we have to give the numbering? This is going to be A, B, C, D, E. Similarly, it has two bases, therefore 1, 2, 5. Now here, where we have to take A, B, C, D, sir, you said it is the top view you are viewing. In the top view, it is a pentagon. In the top view, you got it as a pentagon. This is your pentagon, sir. So what is the shape? Pentagon. Here you are observing like this. Now in this, if you observe, sir, in the top view, you are giving one lettering here, another. So whichever is visible, we are going to write as A, B, C, D, E. Hidden, I was represented as 1, 2, 3, 4. According to this notation, what is meant by in bracket? They are not visible. Therefore, what I have to write? At the top, you have to write A dash. Now you observe. I said here it is A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the front view, whichever is visible, they should be away from XY line. Here we are going to get A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. Here 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash. So here A dash, this is B dash, E dash, C dash, and D dash. So here 1 dash, 2 dash, 5 dash, 3 dash, all these are not important, just you have to know which is visible and which is hidden. Sir, if I observe from here, sir, if you have a confusion here, we have to observe here. So before touching this, it is not disturbed, so it should be a straight line. And before touching B, it is not disturbed, therefore B should also be a straight. Before setting C, it is not disturbed, sir. D is also visible to me. But what about E, sir? It is not visible. It is not visible. So invisible elements should always represent with dotted lines. Always represents with dotted lines. So the dotted line symbol is used for invisible elements. So similarly here, what about the axis, sir? Axis is coincide with E. So very simple to get the axis. How, sir? So if it is a even number of sides, corner with opposite midpoint, wherever they meet each other, that is going to give the axis in the top view. But it is coincide with E5, that's why I am not going to write it. Similarly here, if you observe how we have to get the axis in this case, sir. So in this case, corner with opposite midpoint, wherever they meet each other, that particular point is going to be the axis in the top view. So if you want to get that in the front view, so here if you observe, my dear friends, it is not coincide with any of the edge, whether it is a visible or invisible, it is not coinciding, therefore we can able to draw it. But the representation should be axis is a chain line. And you observe the difference between a chain line and axis line. Sorry, chain line and hidden line. Hidden line, all the lengths almost more or less equal. But here the breaking wherever it is going to take, it is very small and remaining is more. Almost if you want to say the ratios also, it is going to be 1:3. So if small length is going to have 1, this length should be 3 times of that. 3 times of that we are going to use it. But up to that level they won't ask you. But numbering wise, we have to give it as this is A. Top I am assumed as A, B, C, D, E. And here it is going to be 1, 2, 5. So now this point will become A dash, B dash. You know why I kept it in bracket? C dash, E dash, this is D dash, 4 dash, this is going to be C dash and E dash, but E dash should be in bracket, and here also 1 dash, 2 dash. My dear friends, if anywhere you are going to get the confusion or doubt, don't hesitate to ask the question to me. Don't hesitate to throw the question to me. So here B2 is visible, A1 is invisible. So a visible and invisible both are getting visible only we will draw. Here also visible and invisible. So visible only we will draw, but D is visible. But top and bottom bases will be visible to you. Top and bottom bases will be visible. This is the way to represent it. You know how to represent the dotted? Yes sir, once it is not visible. So how to represent if visible and invisible is there, we have to give the first preference to visible, and in visible and axis is there, visible only we have to draw. If axis and hidden is there, hidden only we have to draw it. So if axis is not coincide with either visible or invisible, then only such thing you have to draw it. Is it clear? In the second diagram, axis is not coincide with either visible element or invisible element. That's why we are going to draw that axis in the diagram. Is it clear to all of you? Here I want to give one more information, my dear friends, what it is. So each and every side of the polygon is going to represents one rectangular face. Here important points, what you have to remember. Each side of the polygon represents each and every side of the polygon represents the rectangular face. How sir? How you can able to say it is going to represent the rectangular face? You observe each and every line is going to represent 4 points. 4 points, or otherwise I can able to show it to you, my dear friends. Now in this case you observe, this is A, B, 1, 2. So therefore it is, if you view from top, this rectangle will appear as a side of the polygon. Therefore side of the polygon can be considered as rectangular face. So I will explain here. So this one how we have to analyze, sir. Sir, majority of the people will have a doubt where we have to draw the polygon, where we have to draw the where we should draw the rectangle. That is the doubt. Which one, Vishal? Which one can I repeat it? Which one can I repeat it, Vishal? Means diagram you want, or otherwise statement you want? Diagram or statement? Diagram. Yeah. So in this diagram, sir, first of all, before this I will explain where we have to represent the polygon, where we have to represent the rectangle. So once, if you have to remember few points: prism, polygon, rectangle; pyramid, polygon, triangle; cylinder, circle, rectangle; cone, circle, triangle. So once if these 4 statements are clear in your mind, then how to represent, where we have to know it, sir? Remember, let us consider in the case of lines, I said take the help of pen. In case of planes, take the help of hand. But here, you remember, whenever it is a solid, you consider like this. You consider like this, my dear friends. Wherever the base is there, the palm is there, that is the base. Wherever you are going to get it as a line, it is going to be either rectangle or triangle. This is the rectangle for prism and cylinder. This is triangle for pyramid and cone. Pyramid and cone. Now let us consider this is the base. This is going to be a polygon for prism and pyramid. This is a circle for cylinder and cone. Cylinder and cone. Is it clear? Most of the times in the problems they will give base on HP. Base on HP. So once base on HP, this is the position, sir. This is the position. Once if they said base on HP, you have to consider like this. Sir, once this is the case, in which view we are going to get the palm? Top view. So you have to draw the base in the top view. Sir, this is the same for axis perpendicular to HP. Am I right or not? Axis perpendicular to HP. This is also the same condition. Somebody will say axis parallel to VP. Correct, sir? I won't say it is wrong. So this is the position is going to describe for base on HP, axis perpendicular to HP, or axis parallel to VP. Second case, this is base on VP, or axis perpendicular to VP, or axis parallel to HP. Sir, once in the question they give axis parallel to both the planes. This is your position. Axis parallel to both the planes means this is your position. In this case, front view is a axis, therefore front view for prism rectangle. Top view is a line. Top view is also a rectangle, but the polygonal shape will appears in the side view. Polygonal shape will appears in the side view. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Now let us consider in this case they gave base on HP. Base on HP. Sir, once if they said base on HP, top view is the polygon. So we have to draw a pentagonal prism, it was given. Therefore, top view is a pentagon. Sir, once if you draw the top view, sir, prism will have two bases. Top base I am assuming as A, B, C, D, E. Bottom base I am assuming it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A, B, C, so in the front view it is a rectangle. So the base total pentagon will appear as a line in the front view. This in the top view it is a plane, sir. In the front view it is a line. But how we have to give the numbering? A dash, B dash, all these things are clear to you. Now on the bottom, wherever projector of A1 is there, here it is 1 dash, here it is A dash, B dash, 2 dash, like this. Apart from that, how we have to know whether it is visible or invisible? Try to assign the ray. Sir, in the front view you have a doubt, send the ray. Before reaching A, it is not disturbed, that will be visible. Before reaching B, it is not disturbed, visible. Before reaching C, it is not disturbed, visible. Before reaching D, not disturbed, visible. Before reaching E, it is disturbed here, therefore it is hidden. Hidden object should be always represents with dotted elements. Dotted element. Is it clear? Similarly, here if you observe, A1 is invisible, B2 is visible. Sir, A1 is this, A dash, 1 dash. But on this, you are going to draw a visible element, that is B dash, 2 dash. Therefore, whenever visible, invisible are there, visible only we will draw. Or otherwise, here if you observe, axis is there, invisible is there. Sir, axis and invisible is there, then we have to draw only invisible. We have to draw invisible. But if axis is not going to coincide with anything, then only we have to draw the axis. Up to this it is clear, Vishal? Good. Now, good, nice. Sir, here if they said, sir, the base on HP is given, I will accept it. But one more thing, sir. What is the other statement? Once this is the diagram, for this the question is, let us consider this is my first question, this is my second question. First question problem, first one is the answer for base on HP and rectangular face is parallel to VP based on HP. That's why I'm getting in the top view. Rectangular face means one side of the polygon. One side of the polygon. Therefore, one side of the polygon is going to be considered as a line. So here this line BC, here BC23 is parallel to XY line. Therefore, it is going to be parallel. The rectangular face is parallel. What about the second one, sir? What about the second one? Base is on HP and rectangular face is perpendicular to VP. Perpendicular to VP. Perpendicular to VP. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Good. I'll ask one question. Third one. So question is, if base on HP and rectangular face is okay, it is not possible. Rectangular face is because all rectangular faces are perpendicular. Sorry, my dear friends, here it is not required. But here you remember one point. What it is means, this particular thing is also represents rectangular face in the front view. Rectangular face in front view. How, sir? Remember, this line is going to represent A dash, B dash, 1 dash, 2 dash. The same line is going to represent 4 points. Okay, second point you want? Okay, see here if you observe one of the base on HP. Remember, the base on HP means in the top view, we are going to get the pentagon. One of its rectangular faces means one side of the polygon. What they said? Perpendicular to VP. Perpendicular to VP means VP inclination. We can able to know it in the top view. Therefore, here this side, if you observe, is perpendicular to XY line. Therefore, this rectangular face is perpendicular to VP. Perpendicular to VP. Is it clear? Good. Sri, is it clear or can I explain once again? Okay. Now let us consider in the front view. In the front view, all these are slant heights. But this is considered as a rectangular face in the front view. This is considered as based on HP. This particular thing is rectangular face. Sir, what about this? What about this? This is not rectangular face. How, sir? Remember, in the extreme, the line is going to represent 2 points in the front view. Then it is considered as a rectangular face. Sir, here C dash, E dash, 3 dash, 5 dash is also getting as that now. But why you are saying it is not, sir? Because rectangular face means adjacents only we have to get. Sir, here you are going to say C, E, E3. Sir, this is not the rectangular face. C, D, 3, 4 is rectangular face. E5, D4 is rectangular face. But C5 C3. E5 C3 is not rectangular face. So the rectangular face in the front view place we can able to know from the extremes only. From the extremes only. At the extreme, at the extreme, if it is going to be coincide with each other, 2 points are going to coincide with each other, then that is considered as a rectangular face in the front view. That is wherever axis appears. Wherever axis appears. Is it clear? Good. Now this is about prism, how we have to draw it. Now I will show the diagram. You tell me what is the condition for each and everything. So I will say the word, whether it is right or not, you check it out. So this is a square prism, rectangular face, Okay, I will write. Rectangular face. Here this is perpendicular or parallel to VP. Here 30 degrees to VP. Here equally inclined. So in this one you are already know it. It is parallel. Rectangular face is parallel. Here rectangular face is perpendicular. This is going to be rectangular face parallel. This is going to be rectangular face perpendicular. Here rectangular face parallel. In this case rectangular face perpendicular. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Can you able to analyze this? Once based on HP, the rectangular faces information they gave like this. Is it clear to you? Okay. Now what is this condition? When based on HP, and this statement, rectangular face parallel or perpendicular, both this is going to be correct. In this case it is going to be 30 degrees. Here equally inclined, parallel, perpendicular, like this. Is it clear, my dear friends? Yes. Now similarly we will go ahead with pyramid. So once this is the case, how we have to know? So in the pyramid we are going to have only one base, A, B, C, D, E, F. So once this is the case, here we are going to get A dash. This point is B dash, comma, F dash is hidden. C dash, comma, E dash is hidden. This is going to be D dash. But here, remember my dear friends, if based on HP, this is going to be one of its sides, base edges. In this case it is parallel to VP. In this case it is perpendicular to VP. One of its base edges is parallel to VP. In one case we will consider, in another case we will consider it as perpendicular. Here we won't use face. Here it is a base edge only. And one more thing here, my dear friends, while drawing the difference between a pyramid and prism is this only. That is, in case of prism, inside lines are not necessary to show, but whereas in pyramid these slant edges should be represented. Why, sir? I can't able to understand. Very simple, my dear friends. So once if it is a pyramid, these lines are going to be visible to you in the top view. Am I right or not? Apart from the base, apart from the square shape, from apex to these lines are visible. That is why the slant edges are visible in top view also. That is the difference. If they draw the polygon, inside nothing is going to be mentioned, inside nothing is going to be mentioned, then it is going to be a prism. If you observe here, inside I was not drawn the lines like this, I was not drawn. If you draw it, then only it is pyramid. If you won't draw, it is a prism. Here also I was not drawn inside. From the center, I was not joined the corners. But here we have to join the center with the corners. This center point is going to be considered as apex. In the front view, this point will become O dash. So here also it will become O dash. Here also we have to join the lines. Clear? Are you remembering what are the important points I am going to give? The difference between prism and pyramid is this. Now we have to give the numbering here. This is going to be A, B, C, D, E, F. So this is going to be A dash, B dash, C dash, F dash, E dash, D dash. Now how to join it, sir? O dash, O A is visible. Therefore, O dash, A dash should be visible. OB is visible. So O dash, B dash should be visible. C is also visible. O dash, C dash. D is also visible. O dash, D dash. At the same time, base is visible. What about E and F, sir? They are not visible, but they are coincide with the visible edge. That's why we are not going to do it. So here, axis is not coincide with anything. So we have to draw the axis. We need to draw the axis. So this is the axis. But remember, it should be a chain line. So this cutting should not enter into the polygon. Axis is a line in the front view, but top view is a point. That's why from here to here it is a projector. Then onwards it is a chain line. Beyond the polygon only we have to draw. But in the second diagram, if you observe, my dear friends, OA is invisible, dotted, but whereas OB is visible. OB is visible. One visible edge and one invisible edge. We are going to give the preference to visible edge. This is dark. Next, OC is visible. OC is visible, but OF is invisible. So I am going to draw for OC. Here also OD is visible. OE is invisible. So this is the front view and top view of the diagrams. Is it clear how we have to consider the initial positions of the diagrams? Clear, my dear friends, now? Good. Now here one more point I want to give, my dear friends. This extreme thing is called triangular face. How, sir? Here it is one point, here 2 points are there. That's why it is triangular face. But in between, if any two are there, they are not triangular face. Because here OE, this is O, sir. OFC is not a triangular face. It may be a triangle, it may form it, but it is not a triangular face. But here, this one is also triangular. In this is called slant edge. Slant edge. Sir, what about these two? Here two things are coincide, sir. But here also not triangle face. How we can able to get a triangular face? Apex with two adjacent side corners. Two corners, the adjacent corners is going to form the triangle. Here if you observe, my dear friends, in this case, triangle means O, A, B. That's all. Not O, A and E. O, A, E won't give it. So this is a triangular face, this is a triangular face, this is the triangular face, apex with two adjacent corner points. So here if you observe, B and F, they are not adjacent. Similarly, C and E in the first diagram, C and E are not adjacent. That's why they are not going to form the triangle. Here also CF is not going to form it. But AB, ED are adjacent. If you join with O, you are going to get the triangular face. Triangular face means at the extreme, if two corner points are there, then that we can able to consider the extreme line is going to represent triangular face. At the extreme, it is going to represent 1. This is considered as a slant edge. It is considered as a slant edge. Is it clear to all of you? Up to this it is clear, my dear friends? At least to show the status reactions, I can able to know it. Because for typing that, it will take time, I can able to understand. Just at least you show that, then I can able to understand how, up to what level you understood it. Otherwise, if you have any queries, try to type it, I will explain. Because just by showing the diagram and giving the question is not that much good, because in the examination, how they may ask the question, we don't know. So that's why you should be in a position to answer these things. Good. Now, let us consider, my dear friends, in case of prism, one more possibility of getting the question. What is the other possibility, sir? That is nothing but rectangular face on HP. Sir, the base on HP means, okay, top view is a polygon. But once the face on HP, rectangular face on HP, this is the way we have to consider. In this case, what we need to consider, front view is a pentagon, but top view is a rectangle. Top view is a rectangle. Is it clear? So this one also you try to remember, my dear friends. If the prism is resting on its rectangular face, then I'm going to draw the rough diagrams of it. This is a square prism, top view is a rectangle. For triangular prism, this is the position. For pentagonal prism, this is going to be the hidden lines and visible lines. I am not drawing, my dear friends. For hexagonal prism, this is considered as the rectangular face on HP. Because in this case, this is going to be XY line. Here, this is XY line. Is it clear? Top view, visible lines and invisible lines, you are already aware of it, how to draw it. Is it clear? This is going to be considered for rectangular face on HP, means for prisms, these are the various prisms positions. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? Up to this is sufficient, but I will give the conditions. You have to know that. But that is, they won't ask you. But anyhow, it is my duty to explain, so I will give. In the problem, if the statements are given like this, first one, base is inclined to HP. Okay. Second, base is inclined to VP. Third one, axis is inclined to HP. Fourth one is axis is inclined to VP. Okay, apart from the, so in these cases, first of all, I will explain. So in the first case, you know that we have to consider base. Simple, sir. If the base is inclined means surface. So surface inclination is given. we have to consider parallel first. So base is parallel to HP, we have to consider. Sir, if the base is inclined into VP, means base is parallel to VP. But this is important. Once the axis inclination is given, in the initial position, axis is considered as axis is perpendicular to HP, we have to consider. Remember all of you, whenever this is HP, sir, this is axis inclination is given, first of all we have to take perpendicular. This is important, my dear friends. Axis inclination is given means don't consider parallel. If axis is inclined to HP, you have to consider axis perpendicular to HP. These are the statements, just you remember. Here axis perpendicular to VP. Is it clear? This is valid for, these statements are valid for all the solids, whether it is for prism, pyramid, cylinder, cone. For all these things, it is valid. But few statements are valid for only few things. Let us consider that these for, I'm going to write it in the another place. So this is for pyramid and cone. Remember, my dear friends, in case of pyramid, they will use the word slant edge. In case of pyramid, they will use the word slant edge. In case of cone, it is considered as a generator. It is considered as a generator. I hope in the first day itself I said the extreme lines of a front view of a cone is, wherever it is appears as a triangle, the extreme lines are going to be considered as the generators. Not only extreme, sir, inner also generators will be there, but we will consider only extreme generators. Extreme generators. Is it clear to all of you? Up to this it is clear, my dear friends? Sir, why many times you are asking clear? Because some people, even though they have that doubt, they won't ask it in the class. That's why for them I am going to caution it again and again. Is it clear to all of you, my dear friends? That is the reason. Now, good. Now, let us consider, once this is the case, they are going to give this statement. First one, slant edge or generator is on HP. Second one, slant edge or generator is on VP. Then how we have to consider the initial position? It is considered as perpendicular. In the first case, it is considered axis perpendicular to HP. In this case, axis perpendicular to VP. Sir, once the axis is perpendicular to HP, we are going to get like this. But for case of pyramid, it is important. In case of pyramid, here you need to get only 1 point. Why, sir? So initially we will take like this. This is O dash. Here only 1 point I am going to get. Now the generator is not in HP, sir. I will rotate it like this. So it is tilted like this. This is going to be 1 point. This is going to be O dash. 1 point and O dash is nothing but a slant edge. Is nothing but a slant edge. Is it clear? That is the reason. Similarly, is it clear, my dear friends, or can I explain once again? Can I repeat how the slant edge is on HP, or it is clear? Yeah, good. Slant edge means what it is? Apex and 1 point on the base. 1 point on the base. That is nothing but corner of the base. Sir, once if it is like this, all of you observe. Sir, if it is going to be like this, only one line is going to be here. This view I can't able to draw it. Why, sir? Because in the front view I am not going to get the true shape of the polygon. In the top view also I am not going to get the true shape of the polygon. Once this is the case, here it is a inclined base. I can't able to get it. So first of all you have to consider like this. But if this extreme, you should have 1 point, here also 1 point. Then you have to rotate it. This is going to be a slant edge. So at the extreme, I need 1 point on the base only, because 1 point is already fixed. Apex is already fixed, sir. After rotating, slant edge means apex and only 1 point on the base. That is why here we have to take care that you have to get only 1 point. Here we have to get only 1 point. With that information, we are going to consider each. Is it clear, my dear friends? So similarly, perpendicular to VP was given. So once this is the case, this is XY, sir. Initially, I have to consider the triangle like this. This is O. Here you need to get only 1 point. After that, you have to rotate it for like this by making one. This is coincide will be observed. This is, sir. This is O. This is only 1 point. After rotating, you are going to get like this. Here 1 point and it is going to be apex. The top view of this point is on XY line. This top view is also XY line. Therefore, two top views are on XY line means that side, that slant edge is on VP. Is on VP. This is for circle there is no problem, sir. For cylinder there is no problem. Just simply you can able to draw this. The extreme is always a generator for the cone. That is not at all a problem. But last statement is valid only for pyramid. This is valid only for pyramid. What it is, sir? In the question, if it is given like this, triangular face on HP. Second one, triangular face on VP. Then how we have to analyze this, sir? How we need to analyze it? So for this, same, sir. Axis perpendicular to HP. But the condition is once axis perpendicular to HP, sir, triangular face means this is 1 point apex. But here you need to get 2 points. So like that you have to draw the diagrams. If it is a pentagon like this, if it is a hexagon, it is like this. If it is a square, like this. Is it clear? So there you have to get 2 points. According to that base, we have to construct it. So this is the way. So similarly, so axis, if a triangular face on VP is given, then axis perpendicular to VP. Perpendicular to VP. Once axis is perpendicular to VP, axis is perpendicular to VP. This is the position, sir. In the top view, I am going to get the triangle because it is a pyramid. So here you have to get the triangle. But the problem is this is O. But here you have to get 2 points. Why, sir? After rotating, once if you rotate, here you are going to get 2 points. Here this is O. You are going to get the triangle like this. Now here if you observe, O and 2 points, here extreme you are going to get means definitely they will get adjacent points. So automatically it is going to be a triangular face is on VP, we will get it. Triangular face, we will get it on VP. Up to this it is clear, my dear friends. These are the extreme situations. They may ask it, or otherwise most of the times you can't able to get this one. But if the person is going to move up to this depth, means we should not lose even a mark. That's why we are going to move up to this one. Good. Up to this it is clear. Yes. Anybody want the explanation again, or it is okay? Good. Now the important element, that is section of solids. Up to now solids is over. My God, almost today majority of the time it took it. No problem. No problem. But we have to know the complete info. Now let us consider what is meant by a section of solid. Anyone can able to know? Anybody can able to give what is the section of solid and what is its importance? Why we are going to study about section of solid? Why we need to study the section of solid? Try to give the answer. Once if you are aware of that, then it is easy for me to go ahead with the topic, because the problems will be simple, but in the definitely don't worry Vishal, I'll take it, not a problem. If the time is not sufficient, definitely I'll go ahead with that extra class. Anybody can able to know what is the purpose of the section of solid? The section of the solid means cutting a solid by a cutting plane. That is, a plane is nothing but a cutting plane. I'll do one thing, my dear friends. Today I will give the briefing of this. I will conduct this one on a extra class, because even this 45 minutes is not sufficient for completing the section of solids. I will take the extra class, and that time I will give the entire topic of it. Just you know what is the purpose of the section of solid now. But tomorrow developments as usual. But after, by taking extra class, I will complete your. No, that is not the purpose of eliminating the hidden lines. No, no, no. Section of solids means not to eliminate the hidden lines. Even section of solids also we have the hidden objects. Okay, let us consider all of you are aware of electrical people are there, electronics, all these are mechanical, civil are there. Sir, in order to know the inner features of an object, let us consider if there is one electronic equipment. This is, now in this, what all are there inside? Can you able to visualize? No, sir. In order to explain to others, I am imagining, we are imagining, if you cut this one at this layer, whatever the elements are there, we want to show it. Similarly, you can able to observe. Yeah, Shivangi, that is correct. In order to analyze what are the various elements in it, you can able to come across this in many places. Mission drawing also, or otherwise if it is an electrical engineer, they want to know what are the various elements present in a transformer. So here what we will do, if you imagine, it won't cut the solid. By this is a imaginary cutting plane, which cuts the solid, which is assumed to be cutting the solid. It won't cut the solid. It is assumed to be cutting the solid. That's why it is said it is imaginary. It is always a imaginary cutting plane. Definitely, Vishal. It is a imaginary cutting plane which is assumed to be. It is a imaginary cutting plane cuts the solid cuts the solid to know the inner features of the object. Inner features of a object. Is it clear? That is the actual purpose of the section of solid. But here we won't go up to that level. We won't go up to that level, but we are going to consider only. We are going to consider only what it is. If a basic geometries like prism, pyramid, cone, cylinder, if you cut it, what are the different shapes we are going to get? Up to that only we will learn. But actual application of section of solid is in order to know the inner features of an object, we are going to use the section of solid. Whatever Shivangi said, tool geometry. So if you consider a single point cutting tool, the tool angles we can't able to observe clearly, rack angle and clearance angle, all these things we can't able to observe by looking at. By considering a layer in that, we can able to observe what are the angles. That is the purpose of a section of solid. So let us consider how to represent it. My questions is going to be, sir, once if it is a horizontal cutting plane, this, let us consider horizontal cutting plane only, you tell me. Sir, let us consider this is one particular solid. This is one particular solid. We are going to cut like this as a horizontal cutting plane. Is it clear? So once if it is a horizontal cutting plane, which view we have to represent the cutting plane? The cutting plane should be represents by which view? Cutting plane can be represents by which view? Most important topic element. Which view we are going to show for the horizontal cutting plane? Front view or top view? Anyone? This is a horizontal cutting plane, sir. Which view have to show that horizontal cutting plane? Ankita said front view. Is it correct? Vishal said top view. Shivangi said top view. Any other? 3 answers. What about Siri, top view? Remember, my dear friends, if it is a horizontal cutting plane, sir, we are not going to represent it as a top view. We are going to represent it as a front view. Why? Sir, the cutting action is not done by the top surface, whether it is a blade or a knife or otherwise sword or hacksaw or even a paper. Paper can also cut the solid. Even if you observe, you can able to cut the solid. It depends on the hardnesses only. So in all these cases, the shape of the plane is not placing the role. Wherever it is a sharp edge will cut the solid. That is why whenever it is a cutting plane, where it appears as a line, that is going to be represents. So for example, horizontal cutting plane will be represents in the front view only. Horizontal cutting plane front view will be considered. Okay, sir, I will consider it. But how to represent it? You are already aware of it. It is going to represent as a chain line. No, sectional view is top view. Sir, once if you cut like this, I am asking how to represent the cutting plane. Cutting plane is front, but cut portion, sectioned portion will appears in the top view. I will accept that. Section portion will appears in the top view, but cutting plane should be represents in the front view. Is it clear? Yeah, that is correct. Cut portion. What is the shape of the section portion? Once if you cut it, what is the portion will appear in the top view? Good. Now this. But both the ends we are going to make it as thick. Both the ends it is going to make it as thick. My question is, 2 questions. It is going to represent with H pencil. I will accept it. But why they are going to show it as a chain? and why the ends they are making it as thick. Why the ends they are making it as thick. And third question is, once if you cut it, the section shape is this, sir, and they are going to show the section portion as these lines. So you can able to consider this as hatching lines. Hatching lines. But it is always drawn 45 degrees with XY line. 45 degrees to the XY line. My questions are, first question, why it is a chain line? Second, why the ends are going to be thick? Third question, why they are going to draw only 45? In the first year we will say only 45. In the first year we will say 45. But once it is a civil and mechanical people, you are already aware of it. If you are mechanical people in machine drawing, you can able to draw 45 degrees forward, backward, 30 degrees forward, backward, 60 degrees forward, backward. But why they informed that it is 45 degrees? These are three questions you need to answer. Now tell me, horizontal cutting plane, you said it is parallel. Whether it is above XY line or below XY line, sir? Above XY line or below XY line? Whether I have to show it as above XY line? Second option is, if this is my XY line, but below XY line. So few people may say only above, sir. No, it is wrong. Why, sir? If this is a plane, either you can able to cut above a horizontal plane or below horizontal plane. It may be both. But here there is a confusion. Sir, once it is a vertical cutting plane, it will show it in the like this after rotating. Sir, I am going to get vertical cutting plane parallel to XY line below. But how to differentiate them? How to differentiate them? That is my third question. How to differentiate? How can I know this is my horizontal cutting plane or vertical cutting plane? I need the answers for these. Whenever I am going to start the section of solids, again in an extra class, I will ask these things. You have to give the answers. But tomorrow lecture is one of the most important because I am going to stop for today because I am not feeling well much. So I will try to take the class in the tomorrow. If you, up to this, if you have any doubts, you tell me. I asked 4 questions. I need these answers by the next. Whenever I am going to start the section of solids, I need that answer. One is why it is represented as a chain line. Second one, why the ends are going to be thick. Third one, why they are going to consider as a 45 degrees only. And fourth one is, once if you draw a line. So here if you observe, my dear friends, 2 things I am going to show. So here in this is horizontal cutting plane. If I draw here, it is below XY line. This is XY line. We got it as below XY line but parallel to XY line. Okay. Now once it is a vertical plane, this is vertical plane. If you cut it after rotating, I am also vertical cutting plane below XY line parallel to XY line. But how to differentiate HCP and VCP, vertical cutting plane as well as horizontal cutting plane? These things I will discuss in the next class, on extra class only. Is it clear to all of you? So if the extra class, if I take after 4, there is any problem to you? Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, if I take after 4, you have any problem? Is it okay for okay, then no problem. I will request them. I will request them and I will take that particular, I will give that information mostly on Thursday. I am going to take it. Tomorrow it is maybe or may not be possible, but they will inform to you. Okay. Thank you very much, my dear friends. If you have any queries, you try to ask me. I will explain to you. Then we will meet tomorrow. Tomorrow I am not continuing this. Tomorrow I am going to explain development of surfaces, one of the most important. And extra class only I will go ahead with section of solids. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Have a nice day. Bye to all.